Man, these Generation 10 leaks just keep coming out. It's insane. We have a ton of more stuff to actually talk about. Would this technically be the Terra Leak 3.0? Like, can we officially call this the third Terra Leak? I don't know if there's enough information to really call that yet, but I'm sure we're still gonna get more. Like, I don't think this is it. I seriously do think that there's even more that's gonna come out, because in my mind, I'm like, this stuff has probably been known by the original Terra Leaker ever since the Terra Leak first came out. Like, I don't know if these are new discoveries, or if the Terra Leaker has just been kind of like holding things back, you know, holding out on us to like not show us these things, to kind of spread it out over time, which I'm okay with, to be honest. Okay, first let's talk a little bit more about, okay, now first before we talk about the Gen 10 stuff, I have to bring up a couple of things. Could be more proof about giving us some sort of classic collection, or some sort of DS ports, or Game Boy ports. Like, something is happening with Generation 1. I'm really convinced, guys. Like, there has got to be something. Like, I would personally want something more than just Gen 1, because obviously Gen 1 is great, but I feel like we've had enough ports or remakes of Gen 1, whatever. So I would love like a Gen 2. Like, if they could just say, oh, how about Gen 2? We'll give you Gen 2 on the Switch or something like that. And now a couple weeks ago, I talked about the second screen attachment for the Switch 2, which is a real patent. Like, that is a real thing that Nintendo has patented, but it doesn't necessarily mean that they're going to actually produce it. But we actually have this post from Necrolipe, which is a guy that has been in the leak space, right? So this is on a Discord post. You'd be right there. I was just saying, more generally, they're doing a DS with an extra screen and Wii with a new Wii remote that doesn't need the sensor bar and a Sega CD. Oh, this is something probably in the cards. Sega CD I've heard of, alongside Wii Project. Okay, now actually I just made a whole video about this on my other channel, the Fundores Files channel, which is a good time to plug this channel, guys. If you don't mind subscribing to the Files channel, I basically talk about all things Nintendo. So on the Nintendo website, they accidentally put Nintendo Switch 2 Wii controller. Could be some sort of glitch or like an accidental posting, which could confirm that the Wii controller may actually be coming to the Switch, which I think is interesting if they would skip the DS stuff. But anyways, I talked about that on the other channel. If you want to check out that video, you can. Which Mike Odyssey saying Nintendo DS coming to NSO along with the Wii. This supports my patent finding with a new trademark. I covered this in October, which is true, bro. I could seriously see this happening. I don't necessarily know how they would do it, but I could totally see this happening. And the reason why I'm bringing this up is because it's going to lead me into this next topic about some sort of classic collection or some sort of port of maybe the Game Boy games. I would honestly hope maybe the DS games for the dual screen, because if you didn't catch yesterday's video, I talked about how this account posted this with the Game Boy in 3 weeks, which in 3 weeks, that's Pokemon Day. That is 100% talking about Pokemon Day of 2026. But they then said, I'm over Gaia base game with all those TL leaks. Can we move on to DLC leaks now? And that's Generation 10. Gaia means Gen 10. That's like the code name. He's gonna have a DLC, like it's on the slate of all the future Pokemon games. So there will be a DLC for Gen 10. However, they then post the first Pokemon rap battle has been announced. Who are you rooting for? And it's Eevee and Pikachu. And what was the first Pokemon game on the Switch? It was Let's Go Pikachu and Let's Go Eevee. Now, I'm not saying they're just gonna like make a Switch 2 version of Let's Go Pikachu and Eevee, but what if the DLC for Gen 10 is going back to Kanto? Like, what if they're gonna pull, you know, a Johto Gen 2 game style right now and take us back to Kanto for the Gen 1 remakes on the Switch or something like that? Because they did post this tweet the other day, which actually has been removed, basically saying Pokemon Red by Taylor Swift, Pokemon Green by Cave Town are no longer part of the streaming service and will have to pay to play them, which I theorized that maybe originally they were going to be on the Switch Online, the NSO subscription, but then paid to play. Maybe they're going to do like an actual physical copy, like a physical copy collection of Red and Green or something Generation 1 related, right? But now, after seeing this tweet right here of the rap battles with Pikachu and Eevee, right after talking about the DLC for Gen 10, I'm thinking that this means that Red and Green being pay to play is the DLC for Gen 10. The Generation 10 DLC might just be Generation 1 or just going back to some sort of Kanto game. Because I swear I have heard other leaks and rumors about something Kanto related coming to Pokemon soon. Like that we don't know about, like a game that we don't actually fully know anything about just yet. If you want to check out the previous video before this one where I talked about this whole thing like in way more detail, but that's just a new theory that I just thought about because this new information just dropped. So what do you guys think? Do you think the DLC for Gen 10 is just going to be Kanto? Do you think it's going to be maybe like some sort of alternate Kanto region? Or do you think that this is just quite literally saying something about a Gen 1 remake, like more about the Gen 1 remake or some sort of classic collection? We need a classic collection, man. We need it, especially if they do give us that DS attachment. Bro, give us a classic collection with the DS games, the Game Boy games, even 3DS games, but that's a stretch. 3DS is a stretch. Now let's move on to more Gen 10 stuff. So we know that there's about 54 islands on the leaked map. The current leak list had 17 islands plus 1 uninhabited island, which does mean that the other islands are probably just gonna be like smaller islands, which are still probably gonna be pretty big. Like the scale of this map in the region, I've heard, is huge. So these smaller islands still are gonna be pretty big. And what's great is we finally have some gym leaks, more gym news, gym information, which we have been wanting. I've seen a lot of comments being like, yo, what about the gym stuff? So this is from that previous asset data that we just talked about 2 days ago or something like that. Island 1 will have the grass gym. Island number 2 will be the poison gym. Island 6, flying. Island 7, fighting. Island 8 is the dark type. Island 9 is the normal type. Island 11 is steel type. Island 14, fairy type gym. So that is 8. Those are 8 gyms right there. I've heard leaks and rumors about there actually being a gym for every single type in this game. I don't know where that came from. I swear it was from the Terror League. However, not everything from the Terror League is going to 100% happen. A lot of things will change. I'm sure a lot of it is going to stay though. A lot of what we saw in the Terror League will actually be in the game. And then we have different research labs for like different types with the new Majin system. So I guess there's going to be some sort of environmental, transformation effect rather than traditional gym battles. I'm very interested to see how this is going to work. I can't wait to see this. I hope they reveal this in the Pokemon Day trailer, because if you guys don't know, we will be releasing the first trailer for Gen 10 on Pokemon Day. At least 99.99% sure they will. If you guys don't mind dropping a like on the video, subscribing to the channel, help reach my goal of 50,000 subscribers. Any sport truly goes such a long way, guys. I give you guys daily content about Pokemon news, leaks, and updates, or just some fun videos every now and then too. Apparently there's also a ghost type Majin asset in the list, but there's no mention on the map of the research lab for ghost type. But you never know. Like I said, stuff can change, stuff can be added, stuff can be taken away. And apparently Nushi is a new concept of a Titan boss. Current hypothesis, Nushi is not a new concept, and Scarlet and Violet was the internal codename for the Titan. So I guess I was wrong. It's not new, but it is new in a way. The large boss encounters are tied to the main story in Gaia. The Nushi-related references appear in the assets. These types were not Titans in Scarlet and Violet. They are newly associated with Nushi. Bug Nushi, Island 3, Anthill Fields, Forest. Electric Nushi, Island 5. Ghost type Nushi, Island 12. Water Nushi, Ocean 1, Neon Abyss, that might be underwater, in like the huge underwater area that we get to explore. And then Dragon Nushi could be a legendary. So I guess think of this as the Titan bosses from Scarlet and Violet. It's going to be very similar, but apparently it's going to be a little different. And we do have a ton of leaked photos, which I don't think I can show. These ones are like really good. I kind of did show some stuff previously, but these new ones, I don't think I could show. They look fantastic though. The graphics for Gen 10 might actually be really good. Like the graphics seem like from the beta images that they have a huge step up from Scarlet and Violet. I'm excited because these are beta images, so the graphics technically should even look better when the game is fully released and fully fleshed out. I cannot wait to see it. Make sure to like, subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. If you guys are real and watching this from the video, comment down below Samurai. Let me know all your thoughts, your theories, and opinions about like the Generation 1 stuff, the Classic Collection, the DLC things. Just want to know what you guys are thinking, but hope you guys have a great day. I'll see you in the next one. Peace.